Good afternoon from Devon Northwest. I'm Sarah.
And my name is Luis. And on today's webisode, we're going to be talking about community land trust. We're going to discuss what is a community land trust, what we also consider as a CLT home, how CLT homeownership compares to conventional homeownership, what happens when the land lease ends, and any current and upcoming Dev Northwest CLT projects. So we got a few things we're going to cover. Okay, so let's get started. Sarah, can you give us a quick rundown and explain what Community Land Trust Home is?
Of course. So community land trusts, or CLTs as they're commonly known as, are nonprofit organizations that acquire, own, and steward land permanently for the common good. While CLTs develop all types of projects, the main part of their work is the creation of affordable homes. CLTs make these homes more affordable by taking the cost of land out of the purchase price of the home. So when a family or individual purchases a house that is on land owned by Community Land Trust, they're only purchasing the house itself and not the land the house sits on. The homeowners then lease the land their house sits on from the CLT. The lease is long-term, often a 99-year renewable lease. And if and when the homeowner decides to sell the home, they agree to sell it at a restricted price in order to keep the house affordable long-term. Okay, so now that we know what a CLT home is, Luis, can you explain how CLT homeownership compares to conventional homeownership?
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a difference. CLT homeownership is very similar to a conventional homeownership. The homeowner will need to be approved for a mortgage through a lending institution. CLT homeowners accumulate equity in their homes as they pay down their principal mortgage, as they pay down the principal of the mortgage, sorry, and then they are able to make alterations and improvements to their home and see appreciation in the value of their house. They also pay property taxes and receive a federal tax deduction for mortgage and interest for the, deductions for the mortgage interest and property taxes. And like we always say, Sarah, that's something that we also encourage homeowners to check with their tax advisors on that. There are two main differences between CLT homeownership and conventional homeownership. The first is that the purchase price of the CLT home is lower because the land is not purchased by the homeowner. And then second, the CLT owns the land. So the trust itself owns the land and the homeowner leases the land. The homeowner makes a monthly payment to the CLT for what is sometimes called a ground lease. This allows homeowner to secure long-term rights to the land the house sits on. All right, Sarah. So we often get questions about what happens when the land lease ends. Can you explain a little bit of what that process is?
Yeah, that is a great question. So like I mentioned earlier, the lease is generally a long-term, often 99 years, and it's renewable. So after the 99 years is up, many CLTs will simply renew the lease for another 99 years. If the CLT is dissolved and the ownership of the land is transferred, the new owner is obligated to honor the long-term lease agreements between the CLT and its leaseholders, so the homeowners. Typically, if the CLT ever offers the land for sale to a non-charitable buyer, the CLT homeowners will have the right of first refusal to buy the land. And Luis, I know that Dev Northwest has some of these CLT homes. Can you talk a little bit about our current and upcoming CLT projects and what people can do if they're interested in them?
Yeah, so one of the things I'm going to throw out there is a lot of people get a little bit nervous when they hear land lease, and I just encourage people. We're going to have another info session where I'll be talking a lot more about the little details on this, because I'm sure there's a lot of questions that are out there. So please send them our way. But then the other piece to this is this isn't a new concept, Sarah. It's been around for a while. We just successfully finished a development in Cottage Grove, and we're currently finishing up a development in Florence where there's 12 homes that will be going into contract. They're currently on the market. And then we're going to be, once we're finished with that, we're going to head over to Eugene over on the Royal side, and we're going to be working on our Royal development And then we've got a couple of others in the hopper as well, one in Corvallis, and then we're hoping to make our way up to the Portland area. So again, it's not a new concept. It's been around for a long time. We've kind of dabbled in it and then went away from it. Now we're back into working with these with this model to help make homes affordable. The housing market's pretty crazy, and this is just one of many solutions to be able to help families find an affordable home.
That's awesome. And we will put the application, or I guess eligibility screening for this in the comment section below. Also, we'll put a link to our website where you can kind of see some pictures of what these homes look like. So, well, I guess that's all for today. We'll see you Tuesday, March 9th. From all of us at Dev Northwest, have a great week and take care.
See you guys.